conversation, and perhaps you'll join us on a show where we can figure out how to get about 5 people talking and just really get into outwitting the devil. But the thing is, Outwitting the Devil had a whole lot to say about religion and education. But here's one thing I want to say. Napoleon Hill, you and many, many others, probably close to 100% of the Napoleon Hill Foundation certified instructors, y'all could have become some of the best pastors in the whole world, because everything in Napoleon Hill is philosophy. It's biblically based. I mean, it's of the Lord. But a lot of people, they don't want to go outside their church to bring Napoleon Hill in. I know a lot of pastors personally that they've never heard of Napoleon Hill, or they maybe have heard of him, but they don't really want to do that.
Billy Graham has, and he's good enough for me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. So my point is that
you can go on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and see Charles Stanley stating that he reads a book once a year, and I would consider him a successful pastor.
He's one of my favorites. I went on a cruise to Alaska on my first anniversary with Donna on a Charles Stanley Christian cruise to Alaska, and I met him, and I'm honored to tell you that he signed my Bible. He's an incredible man. Don, what is your suggestion, advice, whatever you want to call it? A lot of people today, especially the people that I work with that are the returning citizens that don't trust anybody, and everybody's looking for a quick answer. How do they get started if they've got a lifetime of negativism and just really trying to get something quick for themselves? What's your suggestion on how we can... I have an answer after you tell me.
Reading the books, but we got a simple course here, Right to Be Rich, which is a catchy title. But it's... and we've got 2 books out with Penguin. You know, he wrote over 1,700 pages on the 17 Principles in 1941 and 42, and he kept referring. The books are titled Mental Dynamite. So I pitched them to Penguin, and they just jumped at the idea, and they divided up into 4 books. One of them came out a couple months ago, and it's Path to Personal Power, and it's only 3 of the principles. And of course, one of them is Going the Extra Mile. And then the second one just released Tuesday, which is How to Own Your Own Mind. It covers creative vision, controlled attention, and accurate thinking. And the books have just come out. They can read that material. And I remember the quote I used in my book from Mark Twain. He said was, people that don't read are no better off than people that can't read. Steve, I could sit here and list to you a handful of most successful people I know. And one thing they have in common, they're all avid readers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bob Johnson, our attorney, one of the smartest people I've ever been around. We exchange books. We don't just read books of this material here. We read other people's books, and we read the biographies of Steve Jobs and the other books out there of people. Even some are, I would say, were political, but if they played an important part in American history, we read a lot. I will average reading 3 to 4 books a week. There's plenty of nights I read a book and start off on another one, and there's a lot of weekends I'll read 2 or 3, and I could take a trip and read as many as 5 or 6 books while I'm gone. I don't waste any time. I had a little girl I deposited a check for $250,000 the other day, and the old girl at the bank, she said, "Is all y'all do is books?" I said, "Well, that's a pretty good start." I said, "Do you read a lot?" She said, "No, I don't have time." I said, "Do you have time to watch television?" The average person watches television a little over 5 hours a day, and yet, you don't have time. We've all got 24 hours a day. It means that we haven't disciplined ourselves to take time.
Don, we're coming down to the last minute, so I told you I was going to give us a 3-minute warning, but it's only about a minute. Don, I just want to sum this up. The Napoleon Hill 17 Principles changed my life. I've been involved in it for over 45 years. And anybody that wants to change their life for the better, listen to what Don's saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what all these others are saying. And just start to take action to make it better. But here's the thing. Each of the 17 principles, some of them are considered the top 5 or whatever, but they all intertwine into your personality. And when you become a person that lives by these principles, I absolutely guarantee you that you will have a life that's much more fulfilled and much more reaching your purpose in life. And you will love other people. They will love you. You'll be part of this world. You'll be making the world a better place. Don, just like always, it is just so wonderful to spend time with you. And I look forward to seeing you again pretty soon. And anything you'd like to say before we go off the air?
Well, I'm too, I spoke to as many as 20,000 people. And my wife asked me one time I was teaching a class about what I was going to talk about. I said, really, the message is the same as one person, or if it's 20,000, or if it's doing a Voice of America program that's hundreds or even millions of people all over the world listen to. The message is the same. But if we've influenced one person, then our time has not been wasted. And I have no idea how many people it influences. But when we can take control of our mind and put it to use, Mr. Stone would make it real simple, and he would just say, just do it. And he printed buttons out for people, his employees' lapel on it. We say Nike got their thing from him, but he printed thousands and thousands of little pins that said, just do it. In other words, it's more than just studying the material, and I guess if there's any fault to it is you got to do more than study it. It's the action part. You can read a good diet book, but if you keep the same habits you've been doing and you're 100 pounds overweight, you're probably not going to lose the weight just because you read the book if you didn't take some of the points out of the book and apply it. It's the same way with this material, because if you studied the thing under desire, 6 steps to riches, the first one asks you what you want, and the second one says, what do you plan on giving? In other words, there's no such thing as something for nothing. As Jefferson said, sad day in your life when you sit down and figure out you get something for nothing. It's what do you intend to give? Are you going to learn to be a writer or a singer? Are you going to learn to play baseball? You're going to be a welder? You're going to teach school? You're going to be a doctor? You have to do something other. You have to have something to sell, either goods or service to expect money. And it's pretty simple, but it's left up to each of us to make that decision. Somebody can't make it for you. I can't tell you to go be a radio commentator. That's what you have to find out, what your passions are and what you want to pursue to do.
Don, thanks for being my guest today, and I just want to let everybody know that Right Thinking Foundation is there for you. Just listen to the show, join the website, come in, and we're committed. And if you want to know more about Napoleon Hill and Don Green, go to naphill.org. Don, thank you again. Next week, my guest is going to be Gary Burleson, one of your certified instructors that interviewed me on the Journey to Success show that I talked about earlier. It's going to be a wonderful interview. We're here to help everyone and give of ourselves to others. Don, God bless you and have a wonderful day.
You too, Steve. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Right Thinking with Steve Copeland. I look forward to being with you again next week. And remember, don't quit, plan ahead, it will get better. God bless you and have a great week.